Hi Roomies, welcome to the dollhouse. I'm your dolly now. Don't touch anything. We've got new dolly mail. Let's see what's inside.
I honestly didn't think that I would ever have to make a video like this, but clearly something has happened to my hair and I have to address it. I have to talk about it. Y'all know I recently got a silk press from a professional celebrity hair salon, and I told the hairstylist, I haven't gotten a silk press in over a decade. It's been a really long time. I just want to make sure that my curls revert back. I trust you, all these things, but clearly my hair did not revert. I washed my hair 3 times actually. It still was like lifeless and limp, and the curls did not come back from like ear to ear, so basically like the half of my head. And it's just been such a frustrating experience because this has never happened to me before in all my years of being natural, of all my years of ever straightening my hair. I've never experienced this much heat damage. Here's what I think happened. During the wash process, there was a hot oil treatment used, and I don't think it was completely washed out because the hairstylist mentioned it halfway through the blow dry process that we had to go back to the bowl and wash my hair again because she thought that there was still some hot oil treatment residue left over. So once we went back to the bowl, she washed my hair again, and then we had to go through and blow dry my hair again. Also, at this time, during the rinse, my shirt did get wet. So during the flat ironing process, she had to do another pass of the flat iron because my hair was reverting in the back because my shirt was wet. So I feel like it's evident in the damage that I have that like from where she stopped blow drying, the heat from the blow dryer and the oil might have like amplified the heat conduction. I'm not too sure, but
Also, a smaller flat iron was used, and come to find out, it's a very cheap flat iron that has no temperature control, reaches 450 degrees max, and is known to burn hair and cause damage, which is so disappointing because as a celebrity hair salon with their prices, I expect quality products to be used on my hair.
this is just what's evident in the damage that I have. Yeah, I've never experienced any heat damage like this ever in my life. Even when I was a straight natural, I still had a curl pattern, so I'm just really confused on how this even happened. But I've cried, I've mourned about it, and now I think it's just time to stop spiraling and try to fix and heal my hair if that's even possible. Here's the plan. I think I'm gonna try and do like a 2 to 3 month hair boot camp of like using balm builders, deep conditioners, just going through this process of trying to heal my hair. And I know that the curl pattern will not be the same, but hopefully there can be a curl pattern because right now it's looking like a relaxer. But if nothing changes, I fear I might have the big chop, and I've never, ever, ever done that in my life. So I'm scared. But thank y'all for just letting me have the space to be honest, because I feel like I had to come and make this announcement and navigate this new chapter with y'all in a way that is just so vulnerable for me, because you guys know like black hair trauma, going to salons like and mistrust and all those things. I feel like it's just reignited that for me. So I'm like mentally dealing with that, and then having to like go through just so many drastic transitions all at once, and the idea of like having to chop my hair, it's just a lot of like pulling and tugging at my confidence and like my trust and all those things. So it's a lot for me, but thank y'all, and hopefully the journey is worth it because oh my god, I miss my hair so much. But hair will grow back. Hair will go back.
I cannot imagine going 10 solid years, having beautiful, healthy, thick hair, and suddenly that's all stripped away in one day with a few mistakes by a stylist. You guys have to be mindful when getting your hair chemically or treated by heat because even if you have healthy, lovely hair, it can still be damaged quickly if by some simple mistakes or your hair just not being able to handle all of that. And I feel really bad for her.
The absolute worst thing that could happen to someone with curly hair has happened to me. Severe heat damage. This is what my hair looked like washing it after the last time I had it straightened. In a panic, I ran to Amazon to buy products that could potentially help my hair, but I know that there's no saving this hair. Like, this hair is damaged beyond repair. And mind you, this is what my hair looked like prior to getting it straightened, and this was the last natural hairstyle that I had. And this is what my hair straight, she's cute, but little did I know that my hair was going to turn out like this. Fried, chewed, dead. And my hair breaks off in clumps every single time that I wash it and comb it. I'm honestly surprised I still have hair on my head. And the damage is all the way up to the root of my hair, as you can see. There's really nothing I could do besides cut it and grow some new hair.
I'm not gonna lie, my jaw is on the floor and my heart is in pieces. I hope she's doing well. And to be honest, this might be the video that convinces me not to ever straighten my hair again. Y'all, welcome to my story time. Yeah, I'm only making this because my nail tech was like, you should make a story time. But yeah, y'all, so story time about how I got the baby Katie style and the quick weave ripped my hair off. How I got a bald spot from having a quick weave. My DMV hairstylist. So y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I get my hair done all the time. Like, I'm literally about to go get my hair done in like 2 hours. But basically, y'all, I booked this girl and I wanted to get my hair done. I wanted to get the baby Kelly style. I looked at a whole bunch of people's Instagram and I felt like she did it the best because I like the way she do like her layers and shit. So I wanted to go to her. So I booked her. The hairstyle was like $250, I think. I'm gonna show y'all how it came out. That's how it came out. Real cute, real kind, real tea. Cause that's just what I give. Now I got my hair done on March 5th, y'all. This is March 16th when I first started trying to take it out. Y'all see how only the tracks was coming off, the cap was not coming off. So this night, I got all the tracks off the cap, y'all. I got all the tracks off the cap. But at this point, I am not noticing that when I pulled the shit off, it was a bald spot. It was a bald spot from the jump, but I wasn't paying attention because right here, like, well, my hair is freshly dyed, so my hair is light as fuck. So it was just like still edges and shit. I'm not really noticing that it's no hair right here. I'm not noticing there's no hair right here. Right. Mind y'all, I have to go to work the next day and everything. So I think I just wore a bonnet or a scarf to work or something. Like, my hair not being done ain't never stopping no money. So y'all, I'm texting all my hairstylist friends and stuff at this point because it's the next day. I get home from work, I'm trying to take out my hair and it looked like this. It looked like the motherfucking cap is melted into my fucking hair. Like all that, my hair is orange. My whole head is orange. All that black shit is the cap. Like, what is going on? Why is this shit molded in my hair? So y'all, I got some more to cap off. I used all the remover, all the conditioner in the world that you could think of, because that's what everybody say do. And it wasn't coming off. Y'all see how that black shit is literally on my braids? Like, my braids are glued together. Then on top of that, you see my nails is long. You see my nails is long as fuck. But yeah, that's when I noticed the bald spot. And it was at this point that I really lost my fucking mind. Like, I started having a whole breakdown, crying, everything. Because now I can't get my hair done. I can't get no braids. I can't get nothing but a fucking wig. I can't get nothing but wigs. Mind y'all, I have all these piercings in my ears. Wigs are irritating. Like, I need a break sometimes. Like, what? All the glue irritating my forehead. It's sunny outside. By the time I take the wig off, forehead gonna be a whole nother color. Like, I'm irritated. It's about to be summer. I can't get no braids. Also, side note, she did not burn me. Everybody kept trying to say that she burned me. She did not burn me. Somebody else burned me on accident. One of my friends, like, I told them curl my hair and she accidentally burned me. So I just wanted to make it clear that she did not burn me. So y'all, I just sent her the pictures of my hair and stuff, and yeah, like, honestly, I was trying to take my hair out for like going on 2 days. I was supposed to have a hair appointment the next day to get a ponytail, which I couldn't get done. Yeah, I get my hair done every like week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, my hair is always done, literally. So I was trying to take my hair out for like 2 days. I was supposed to have a hair appointment the next day to get a ponytail, which I couldn't get done. Yeah, I get my hair every done every like week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, my hair is always done, literally. So
that's really why I was crying, because I had my whole maintenance day, like, y'all, I had my last appointment and wax scheduled, like all types of stuff, and like this really just, I canceled everything. I was crying. I was mad because I can't get my hair done. Like, the ponytail was gonna be so cute. Y'all see my hair was freshly dyed. I only had I don't keep my hair in that long, so ponytail was finna look real cute, real gingery, real orangey. Like, what? Irritated. But yeah, this is what I said to her, y'all. And I said this at 6:30 at night. She responded the next morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, y'all. I started trying to take out my hair on Monday. Now we on Wednesday. This is what she said. One thing I would like to know is, she said this don't normally happen with her clients. So many people replied to my fucking story. So many people replied to my story, because at first I was believing her. Like, she got 10K followers, well, 11K followers now. She got 11K followers, so I'm thinking, like, somebody would have been made a story time about this bitch if, like, she really be doing that to people. But then also, they might not have said nothing, just like me. Or, like, you don't follow the whole damn V, so you might not see that shit. But yeah, so she was like, my hair being freshly dyed may have caused it too, because of other chemicals. I don't fucking know. I had my hair freshly dyed plenty of times before I got my hair done and got shit done, and it was never no fucking problem. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But regardless, like, y'all, I did not ask her, she just said, I'm sorry about this. This don't normally happen. Like, apology was unsincere, not sincere. Like, I don't know. I didn't really care. I just wanted this shit out my hair. Like, y'all see, I didn't ask her for my money back. Like, nothing. I just wanted the shit out my hair. My nails long as fuck. I can't even unbraid the cornrows. Like, I'm irritated. Like, I just wanted the shit out my head, bro. I just wanted the shit out my head. Because, mind y'all, I'm already, like, in a panic for real, knowing that I'm not going to be able to get that shit out, because this shit has happened to me before. In April last year. So, once I seen that the tracks was coming off and not everything, like, I was just like, yeah, no. Like, no. I just wanted help taking it out. She didn't even respond to help me take it out. Like, I had the glue and everything in my hair for 3 days before it came out. And how I got it out was, I had used Dawn dish soap and olive oil and silicone mix and glue remover shampoo. I ain't gonna lie, I was like taking everybody's suggestions to get that shit out. I just had to put endless shit in my hair, honestly, to get out. It wasn't just one thing that took it out. But yeah, y'all, just be careful when you book these DMV hairstylists, because they unlicensed, they don't care, and they just money hungry. Like, to be honest, y'all doing that just to make money, not because you really take pride in your talent. But yeah, y'all, so this is how it's been, what, a month, I guess. This is the bald spot now. Also, I didn't even know that I had hair missing in the back. Like, my hair was all full back here. It's missing too in the back. So, yeah, I will be getting wigs until however long.
Now, this situation really stressed me out because that girl knows that she was playing in this client's hair. For it to be that melted to her head is insane and terrifying, and I'm just really glad that her hair is growing back and recovering from all that. But that is why I do not put glue in my hair. Now, I tried a lace front for once and it did not go well, and my hairline did thin immediately. So I will never try that again. And back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to get glue ins like she had. Never again. I just hated washing the glue out of my hair. And I also did give myself a bald spot by gluing a track end once. Yeah.
luxury hairstylists need to be stopped, because imagine paying $1,000 for your hair just for your hairstylist to be holding the content that she took of you hostage. This is why I would never recommend this stylist to anyone. Let's rewind to a month ago, March 20th to be exact. I am scrolling on my For You page on TikTok and I see a hair video come up. It's a stylist who is located in Vegas, and I never see good Vegas hairstylists. They're always either in the Bay Area, in Houston or Dallas, but never in Vegas, and I loved her work. So I click over to her page and I'm scrolling through her videos. I'm like, wow, look at the layers, look at the bounce, look at the fullness. I was just obsessed. I was like, wow, I have to book with her. So I go to the link in her bio and I'm looking at all of her services and her rules and regulations. I'm reading everything carefully just so I don't miss anything. I can see that she has a bunch of different packages, but for the most part, all she does is quick weaves and sew-ins. So this is something that she does regularly. So I feel more comfortable because this seems to be her specialty. So I scroll down and I see that she has a new client sew-in, and this sew-in service includes a shampoo, braiding down your hair, of course, sewing in the bundles, cutting and styling. And I'm like, perfect. I hadn't gotten a sew-in in over a year before I got this done. So it's been a long time coming, and I used to love getting sew-ins all the time. It was just really hard to find a reliable stylist in Vegas. Either way, I'm super, super excited. I read in her policies that you have to order her own bundles if you want to do this bundle deal or this like sew-in special that she has, right? She sells her own hair, which is fine. Lots of stylists do that. So the way that the pricing is done is if you order her bundles, then the sew-in costs $300. And I'm being specific about the price point because I think it adds to the reason I'm so bothered by the way that this all went down. So walk with me, okay? If you want her to install bundles that are not yours, it's like $400 or $450, something like that. I can't remember. So I'm thinking, well, I need to purchase bundles anyway. That's fine. I'll just purchase her bundles and then I'll do the sew-in for $300. And I'm really, really fixated on this one specific video that she had posted of a girl with a similar complexion to me, and she had brown hair, and I was like, wow, that color is so beautiful. Mind you guys, I've never had color in my hair outside of the braids I got a couple of months ago, but that didn't really feel, you know, like my own hair because they were braids. If I'm gonna get a nice luxury sew-in from this stylist who seems to have a lot of experience and does amazing work, why not go ahead and try out color on my bundles for the first time? So I go ahead and I add on custom color, and the custom color edition is another $150. Again, I have never gotten color before. I don't know the context. Is that high? Is that low? I have no clue. But the price is the price. And at the end of the day, I really want this one specific look. So if you're keeping up with me, this is a $450 service, excluding the bundles. I go ahead and I book with her for the actual service for April 22nd, 1:30 p.m. It's the afternoon. I know I'll have enough time to prep my hair and do what I need to do, take down whatever style I have before I go ahead in for my appointment. I go through the rest of the booking and pay a $50 deposit. And on that confirmation page, it also says that if you're going to do the $300 sew-in, that within 24 hours, you need to go ahead and purchase the bundles from her website. I want to follow the rules. I don't want to agitate anyone. I respect the parameters. I go to her website, but then I realize I don't know what texture was used in the video that I saw. So I go back to the video. I'm looking in the caption. I'm looking in the comments to see if she has answered it already, but she hadn't. So I go ahead and I send her a text message, and I know that this was late at night because I, just had free time. My son was in bed. That's when I had the time to actually look and book this appointment. I'm going to tell you exactly what I said. I say, hi, apologies for the late message. Definitely don't expect a response at this hour. Just sending now so I don't forget. I just booked an appointment for April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. I'd like this install from your page, except potentially with a middle part, and was wondering which texture and lengths were used to achieve this look. I know I have to place the order in 24 hours on your site, so just wanted to confirm before doing so. Thanks so much. And I had sent this on a Friday night at 11:15 p.m. or 11:13. I understand. I'm sending this message late. That's why I put the disclaimer like, hey, I'm not expecting a response back right this second. I don't hear from her for 2 days, which is fine. It's a weekend. I get it. She sends me a message on Sunday and it says, hi, love. Sorry, I cannot see the link. Can you resend it? I say, absolutely. It's this one. I try sending it again, but for some reason, she's not able to view it. So I say, dang, I don't know why it's not working. Let me take a screenshot. So I take a screenshot and I show her what the hair actually looks like. So then she says, I see it. ST Mink Brazilian 4-bundle deal, 22 inches or 24 inches. And then I say, great, which texture? Because she did say ST, and in my brain, maybe that's straight, but let me just confirm. She says, for the color, we can add on custom color. And then I said, yes, I added when I booked with a smiley face. Is ST straight? She says, yes. Perfect. Please order it. Bundles here. And then she puts her website. And then I say, okay, will do. I have 4C hair. Do you think it would make sense to get a curly texture and have it pressed out for a better match? She says, get loose wave texture. I say, perfect. Ready to check out now. Should I be having it shipped to you or place the order for pickup since it'll be colored? Obviously, if it comes to me, then I'd have to take her the bundles for her to color them, and it would just create more work. She says, yes, select pickup. I say, perfect. Just place the order. Thank you so much. Okay. This is back on March 20th. So I don't hear anything else from her because there's nothing else to say. I feel like I'm all set for my appointment. I'm excited about it. I even talked about going to this appointment on my live streams, on some of my videos. Like I was super, super hyped to go and get this sew-in done. So fast forward to the day. Now it's April 22nd. I had some things to get done in the morning. Right around 11:30 is when I decided I'm going to go ahead and take my braids down so that, my hair can be ready to go when I get there for my shampoo. I literally had started taking down the first braid. First braid is out. I'm on my second braid and I get the dreaded hey boo text. But instead of hey boo, she says, hey love. And I'm like, oh no, nothing good can come from this. So she says, hey love, I'm running behind. Can you be here at 2:30? I say, hi, yes, I'll be there at 2:30. She pushed me back back an hour, but she did let me know 2 hours ahead of time. So I was still at home. I mean, a little annoying because I wanted to be done with my appointment before it got dark. I just have weird feelings about being in a salon suite once it gets dark because I had a weird experience before and it just makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, it's a lot of rooms. You don't know who's in the building. It's dark. I'm with a stranger that I don't know. It just makes me feel uneasy. So that's why I had booked the 1:30 because I'm thinking on the website, it says 3 hours to complete this style. I'll be done by 4:30. It's Vegas. It doesn't get dark here until like 6:30. I'm going to finish. I'm going to record some content. My day will be amazing. Now, the dilemma that I'm having is now that I have more time, does it make sense for me to shampoo my own hair? Because we lost an hour and I still want to make sure that I'm done with enough time to still record what I need to record. I'm debating, I'm going back and forth because I am technically paying her for this shampoo. It's part of the experience and part of the amount that I'm paying. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that my scalp was super, super clean. And I've been a stylist before who do not get to the scalp. They don't get the grime off of your scalp and your hair is essentially still dirty, or maybe not your hair, but more so your scalp is still dirty. Your hair is not going to come out well if you're not working off of clean hair and a clean scalp. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and wash it myself. That way we can save time. And then on top of that, I'll be sure that my scalp is fully clean. I clarify my hair 3 times. I deep condition and then I go ahead and put a t-shirt over my head. I'll have her blow dry just in case the stretching of the hair is like part of the outcome of the style. Let me just like let her do her thing, but at least I'm already coming clean. I feel like I'm making great time. My plan was to leave an hour before the appointment, so that would be 12:30. But since she puts me back to 2:30, now it's 1:30 that I need to leave. Her salon is about 32 minutes away from where I live. So I'm thinking just in case there's traffic or an accident or something, let me make sure that I'm giving myself enough time to get there and park and not feel like I'm being rushed. On top of that, I wanted to vlog it, you know, come with me to get my hair done. I'm literally on my way and it is 1:50 and I get another text message. Actually, please be here 3:30. Not, hey, I'm sorry, I'm still running late. Do you think you can come a bit later? Hi, just letting you know I'm not going to be done on time. Is it possible for you to come later? Do you need to reschedule? Can you still make it work? No, just telling me come at 3:30. I'm like, hi, I'm already on my way. Is there a place I can wait? You guys, she never texted me back. So after a couple of minutes of her not responding, I'm like, let me go back home because my hair looks crazy. I can't go and just lollygag for an extra hour because I look crazy. So let me just go back home. I turn around, I drive back home. The reason that I felt like I could not decide to not go is because she has the bundles. For the 4 bundle deal for the lengths that I got, which I believe was 24 inches, was $660 or something like that, just shy of $700. So she has these bundles with her and she has my deposit. Had it only been a deposit, honestly, I might have just been like, you know what? No, like this is annoying. I do not feel like going back and forth with anyone. That's just not my style. I don't want to have to argue with her about the bundles and when I can pick them up. I didn't want any drama. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I come back home. I end up leaving out again right around 2:45. I'm driving. I'm on the way. I'm on the phone with the guy that I'm talking to and I'm like, yeah, it's so annoying that she pushed me back 2 times, but I'm going to try to have a positive attitude and just make the most out of it. Now, am I going to have to deal with some BS along the way? Probably. I'm not going to lie. I did get a bad feeling that something was going to go horribly wrong during this appointment and I wasn't wrong because my intuition never lies. Big Leo energy. I should have just been more mentally prepared because my gut was telling me something was off. So remember how I said she never texted me back? At 3:29, mind you, she pushed me to 3:30. 3:29, she sends me a message and she says, yes, I'm ready. Are you here? Sorry, just seen it. You're lying. You're lying. I'm sorry. You're lying. There's no way you did not see the text for an entire hour and a half. You did not look at your phone one time for an hour and a half. Be for real. You're a business owner. There's no way on earth. And this was actually confirmed because when I went in, she was actively checking her phone. So you definitely saw it. You just didn't feel like you owed it to me to respond to me, which is crazy work. I'm your client and I'm asking you a question. Hey, is there a place for me to sit? Because I'm already on my way to your establishment and you have already inconvenienced me 2 times now, but I'm being unreasonable for asking, hey, is there a place that I can sit? It's crazy and it's terrible communication. Having good communication is part of being professional and doing your job well. And on top of that, there's a way that you speak to someone. It's called respect. Simple respect, right? So in my head, when she said, oh, I just seen it, you're lying and it's annoying, like you're insulting my intelligence. So anyway, I say yes to answer her question about, are you here? So I go to the door. I'm waiting for like 3 minutes. She comes to the door and she says, hey, how are you doing? And I say, hey, I'm fine. How are you? Am I my bubbliest? Am I my perkiest? No, I'm annoyed. But I will be honest and say that I was not rude to her. I responded back to her. I didn't come in with an attitude. I just wasn't my full bubbly self. We get into her salon suite, very pretty in there. And I even told her that I was like, oh, I love your paint in here. She asked me how I'm doing again. I don't know if she was just trying to like break the ice or create some small talk or something. And I was like, oh, I'm good. How are you? Because you already asked me that, but whatever. Let's keep on going. So as she's taking the t-shirt off of my head, I say, I already washed in deep condition, so maybe we can speed this up. And I don't care if it came off a little bit shady. That's one less thing that you have to do that I am already paying for. She says, oh, okay, you've made me feel off put. Now everybody feels off put. All right. She gets to blow drying my hair. Now, question for the class. If you are blow drying kinky curly hair, I have 4C hair, what do you use to blow dry your hair? Basically what she is doing is she has the blow dryer in one hand and she's combing out my hair with her other hand, but she's aggressively pulling it. And you guys, I am not tender-headed. I never have been tender-headed. I grew up getting box braids in my hair. I know how to withstand a little bit of pain to my scalp, girl. But she is literally like pulling out my hair. I hear it and I feel it being ripped out of my head. So my question is, as a hairstylist who is charging a premium price, why are you not using the tools that are at your disposal to properly blow dry my hair? Instead, you are choosing to yank out my hair with your hands and blow dry so aggressively. Like, it made no sense. The plot thickens. It gets worse. What is the only worst thing that you can use to blow dry your hair besides pulling it out with your hands? This girl grabs a rat tail comb. A rat tail comb, the smallest comb that you can get. And she is combing from the root of my head to the tips of my hair. Why are you combing from the root? Did we not all learn this at like 6 years old? If you're going to comb your hair, that you do it from the tip up to the root so that you don't pull out your hair, so that you're gentle. It was honestly mind blowing to me that this was her method of blow drying. This was the absolute worst blow dry I've ever had in my entire life. So she finally finishes the blow dry and it's time to move on to the braid down. So she is braiding my hair. And for anyone who has ever had their hair braided before, you know that as you're braiding the hair, you kind of have to pull the strands through so that you don't create another braid or a knot at the bottom. But she is creating knots and actively just pulling out the knots and then flicks it on the floor. I know for a fact I'm losing hair as she's doing all of this because she's not being gentle. What it feels like is that she's rushing because she started 2 hours behind schedule. Granted, I don't know the context of why she was pushed back. Did she have a problematic client? Did she have a late start to her morning? I have no clue. But honestly, it's not my problem. All I know from my perspective is that you have pushed me back. So how's it fair to me that now you're rushing through my appointment because you were running late? We're not running late because of me. We're running late because of you. Anyway, she finishes the braid. She puts some oil on my scalp. She puts a net. She asks me to hold the sides of the net while she sews it down. She does all of that. Okay. Now it's time to move on to the bundles. And because in my brain, I'm thinking this is going to be a vlog, I'm like, let me get a couple of little clips. So I'm like, can I see the bundles? That way I can go ahead and take a little bit of a video of it. What I didn't say before is that as we're going through the appointment, she did try to strike up conversation with me a couple of times. She had asked me whether or not I was doing YouTube because I guess she was looking over my shoulder at my phone, which is very intrusive. Like, I get it. You're working above me, so you might glance down and see something, but it just made me feel uncomfortable. She was like, oh, is that YouTube? And I was like, oh yeah, it is YouTube. I do a little bit of YouTube on the side or whatever. And then another time I was commenting back to some comments on one of my other videos and she was like, oh, that's your TikTok? And I was like, yeah, that's my TikTok. That's how she knew that I was doing a little bit of content. And I did tell her like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a vlog or something. So I'm recording the bundles and I'm like, are these the colored ones? And you guys, she looks at me and she says, you got color? Saxophones are getting louder. I'm like, yes. This was supposed to be custom color on the bundles. And she's like, hold on, let me check. So she gets on her phone and she's clicking through and she's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be color. First of all, I wasn't lying. Why would I make that up? I know what I booked. And so she's like, oh, I can still color them. And I'm just like, well, how long is that going to take? And she's like, oh, 30, maybe 45 minutes. Like, it's not going to be that long. In my head, I'm like, an extra 30 to 45 on an already 2-hour delayed appointment is not nothing. Like, now we're dragging it. And I'm like, okay. So she gets on the phone. She's like, hold on, let me call my assistant. All right, girl. She gets on the phone and she's telling whoever like, oh, it's in the garage on the white shelf or whatever. It's out of my control at this point. And I really just had this image of how I wanted my hair to look. I have a trip coming up to Japan, a solo trip, and I wanted my hair to look a certain way. We wait a good maybe 20 minutes or so for somebody to bring the color. But now she has to do the whole process. I am not a hairstylist. I don't know a lot about dyeing hair, but I know that it's not something that takes 5 minutes, right? So I know that she's going to have to apply the color. It's going to have to sit. She's going to have to wash it out, right? This is a multi-step process, which is why it should have been done and ready for when I got there. So she's prepping the hair for the color. And as she's doing that, she says, I can give you $25 off for pushing you back and for the color. America, $25 off of over $1,000 that I'm spending with you between the bundles and the service, $25 off. Am I tripping or is that nothing? Am I being unreasonable? Am I being entitled? Keep in mind, she also has never apologized. And I know that that might sound petty, but it's just a human decency thing. It's not just what you say, it's the way that you say it. And it just was giving like, here, damn. I'm over here like, girl, you know, $25 is nothing to you and it is nothing to me. So let's not make it seem like that makes up for any of the BS that has gone on during this appointment. And you guys have to keep in mind that this entire time, I'm pretty much acting under duress. I need my hair to be done. I don't want her to play in my head. If I'm going back and forth with her, like, no, you need to give me 100 off. No, you need to give me this off or that off. I don't want her to not do a good job on my hair. At this point, all I want is for my hair to be done and for me to get up out of there. I don't argue with her. I'm just like, all right, I appreciate it. She colors the hair. Now we have to sit and wait for an hour. for the hair to process or to take or whatever. I don't know the right verbiage for that. We're sitting, I'm on my phone, I'm editing, she's doing whatever she's doing. It's awkward, it's quiet. I mean, just uncomfy. Literally, you guys, you know that song, I think I'm gonna die in this house. That's how I feel. Like, damn, am I ever gonna be out of here? Finally, it's done, and she is able to go and rinse it out, wash it out. The bundles are ready to go in my head. She starts to sew the bundles in my head. She did poke me a couple times. I didn't make it a big deal because that happens. You know, I'm not expecting for her to be perfect. I don't think it's intentional, but at the same time, it's like, at this price point, like, why am I being poked? Eventually, she finishes sewing, and now she has to take care of my leave out. Now, I had watched a lot of videos on her page, so I know the way that she does her leave out, which is the way that I prefer. You add some kind of like a mousse or a setting lotion to the hair, and then you kind of like wrap it with a net or something, and then you sit under the dryer. So it helps it keep its shape and it doesn't frizz up and lift as much. That is what I'm expecting that she's going to do, because every single sew-in that I've seen on her page, that is how she does the leave out. But then she's like, hold on, let me go check something. She leaves, she comes back, and I don't know if maybe they only have 1 or 2 hooded dryers and someone was using it. I don't know what happened, so I will be honest about that. But she comes back, she puts whatever the setting lotion is on my hair, and then she grabs the blow dryer, and then she's blow drying my hair. So I'm thinking, oh, so I'm not gonna go sit under the dryer? I don't even bring it up at this point because I just want to get out of there. I can tell the difference. My hair is not as silky as it would have been had she used that method, because I've done that method before, and that is the best way to get the hair to lay, you know, and really blend in with the bundle. So I'm like, okay, whatever. She finishes doing that, and she asks me what size curls I want. I'm like, oh, I want a lot of layers and I want big curls. We give credit where credit is due. We're never gonna exaggerate over here. I'm telling it exactly as it was. Did she do a good cut? She did. She put a lot of layers in the hair. She was doing her big one with the scissors. I was like, cool, this is what I paid for, the expertise. But the service is just trash. It really feels like she's trying to get it to look good, but that's part of the problem. If all you care about is the way that the hair looks, but not the damage that you're doing to the hair or the health of the hair, then I'm not gonna have any hair left, you know, if I keep coming to you. So in order to blend my real hair further with the bundle, she uses a hot comb. And I'm sorry, she needs to practice more with a hot comb. She burned me multiple times with this hot comb. And if anyone has ever experienced getting your hair pressed out or silk pressed or flat ironed or whatever, and somebody uses a hot comb for your roots, if they burned you once, you're gonna be like cringing every time they go close to your scalp because you know what it feels like to be burned. She does that a couple of times. She does apologize once or twice when she did it, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, because what else can I say? You know what I mean? Thank God she's finally done with a hot comb, and she goes in with a curling iron. She does a curl, and then she pin curls it. She does a curl, she pins it, and she does my whole head. She sprays it, does her thing, takes the pin curls down. The curls look pretty. I do think that the color looks good. It's what I wanted. So I'm not going to say that the quality of her work is the problem. It's everything surrounding it. Now, one important thing that I didn't mention is that in the confirmation email that I got the day before my appointment, because for some reason stylists these days can never let you know their location until the day of or the day before, which is so silly in my mind. In that email, it says, come camera ready. So not only am I paying you a premium price for the services that I'm getting, but you also are expecting that I'm going to come with makeup on and ready to pose, which is a diabolical ask when you are being paid for a service. You're not paying me to be featured in your content. You're not giving me a discount for being in your content, even though that same content is going to be what brings you in new clients. You shouldn't feel forced or pressured into being in somebody's content. I already was going to come ready for content because I was going to record my own content. I'm making my vlog. That's where my mind is at. So I'm like, okay, let me look cute. I'm just making a case for the fact that not everybody wants to be on camera, and you as a stylist cannot put that expectation on your clients. But either way, because I know she's recording, I'm like, hey, can you send me the clips that you get so that I can use it for, you know, my stuff? And she was like, you want me to send you all the clips? And I was like, yeah, it's just, you know, like B-roll. I can put it in my vlog. And she's like, okay, yeah, I can send them to you. I had brought this up at least 2 times prior to the end of the appointment. The end of the appointment comes, I'm ready to pay her and get out of there. I was itching to leave. And she's like, oh, do you have cash? And I was like, no, I have a card. And she was like, oh, okay, I was just asking. And I was like, wait, why? And she was like, well, if you pay with Apple Pay or Cash App, it's an extra 10% processing fee. And here is where I can take accountability, you guys, because I'm never going to just tell you one side of the story. I'm going to tell you my part in it too. On her booking site, it does say that if you don't bring cash, you'll have to pay 10% to pay with Apple Pay or Cash App. I'm not going to argue with you on that because it's on your booking site. And by booking with you, I have accepted the terms and conditions, right? That was my fault for overlooking that and not coming with the cash. But at the same time, in what universe is there a 10% processing fee for any institution? I don't know about you guys, but the highest I've ever seen for a credit card processing fee is 5%. But what I see more often than not is 2.5 to 3%. 10% is crazy. You're allowed to do whatever you want. You're allowed to charge whatever you want, but that's really just taking advantage of people. Mind you, it was $450, $300 for the sew-in, $150 for the color. I paid the $50 deposit, so now we're at $400, and she gave me that week $25 discount, so now I'm at $375. But with the 10% fees, it came out to like $415 or something. Do you know that this girl has the nerve to turn the phone around for a tip which is so insane because if you know me in real life, you know that it is not uncommon for me to leave a 50% tip for a beauty service, a 75% tip for a beauty service, double up on the payment for a beauty service. I love to give a good tip, especially if it's a Black woman. This is the first time I have not tipped a beauty provider in my entire life. I'm talking about in college when the funds were limited, I would still tip people. Do you know how bad it has to be for me to not give you a tip? Girl, the way I click no tip, because are you insane? And actually the irony of it all is that it got declined the first time because Chase thought it was fraud. Even the bank thought you were scamming, girl. And as I'm doing this, I remind her again, hey, can you airdrop me those videos? She's like, yeah, I'll do it. We finish everything. I'm ready to go. Okay, I grab my purse. I say thank you. She walks me to the door. She says bye. I say bye. I get to the car and I realize that she still hasn't sent me the videos. And so I send her a text and I'm like, hey, can you send me those videos, please? This was yesterday. Ask me if she has texted me back. Crickets. So you're gatekeeping the content that you took of me. Mind you guys, it wasn't just like a picture here, a picture there. No, full videos with the light directly pointed towards me. Like you took actual legitimate content of me and you don't want to send me the content of me. What, because I didn't give you a tip? Like what's tea? What's the problem? So that is how we got here, you guys. I've never had an experience like this where I absolutely love the results of the service that I got. Minus this crooked ass middle part. Because you guys tell me, does this look like a middle part or does this look like a forward slash? The part is not straight. At that price point, you think you'd be able to get a straight part. Nope. There's a couple of places where my hair is lumpy because of the way that she braided it. But overall, I like it. She will never see me again though. And this is what is so incredibly frustrating. You spend your hard-earned money on a luxury beauty service or any type of beauty service just for the stylist to absolutely disrespect you and play in your face. So with all of that context, that is the reason why I'm not going to share where I got this hair. I'm not going to share who did it because she does not deserve your business. She didn't deserve my business. And I'm not going to send any promotion or publicity her way. And if you are in the Las Vegas area and you're wondering if this is someone that you have booked with, you can DM me and ask me, hey, is the stylist this person? If it is, I will let you know so that you can avoid booking with her. I'm not here for drama, but she did me dirty. She did. And that's the end.
So what I'm hearing is that the stylist was late. She was rough with the client's natural hair. She was rude and unapologetic. She didn't bleach the bundles in advance. She burned the client with a hot comb. She poked the client with a sewing needle. She didn't do the best styling method possible to ensure the best blend as she advertises. She did a crooked middle part. She didn't send the content, out of spite, might I add, because she didn't tip, which that's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate. And she only took off $25. This stylist calling herself luxury is just a joke, honestly. Nothing about this gives luxury except for the end results, which I must admit are beautiful.
To my natural hair girlies, can we talk about how handicapping it is to have a silk press? Like every single time, I always forget. Every time I get a silk press, I am quickly reminded how death is all around us at all times. Like I got a silk press, I looked at the weather and I realized that it was snowing. I was like, oh shoot, now I have to prepare extra to make sure I have it. I brought my hat, shower cap, umbrella, like the whole nine because my hair can get wet. I went to go take a shower. I usually love to take boiling hot showers. As soon as I turned the knob, I was like, wait, I can't let the steam get to my hair, so now I have to turn it down. So now my showers aren't as enjoyable. I've been walking on this walking pad every day for the past 2 weeks because I have real goals for the summer, and usually I put on an incline and I'm like working up a sweat because like I said, I have things that I want to get to. And now I'm like, oh my God, I have to turn down the speed to like 2 miles an hour so that I can walk, but I have to walk for longer so I still get the same results because I sweat from my scalp and I don't want to be sweating. And then I went to go meet up with someone, and when we were talking, I was like just warming up. Like, you know, when you're in a conversation, you're warming up, and I felt my neck and my hair started to get sweaty and like puffy, and then I immediately had to put my hair up. And like, even if I'm going into a space, if it's too sweaty in there, I have to leave. Like everything changes, and like I'm just hyper aware of all of my surroundings, and it feels like I'm trapped. It's so cute, but it's like I'm in baddie jail. It's like I'm held at gunpoint, and it's like no matter what I do, I have to be thinking about like the hair on my head to make sure that it lasts as long as humanly possible, I guess.
I haven't worn my hair straight in over a year because I used to straighten my hair so much. Every time I had a straight style, I would have to constantly add heat to it to maintain the style. Otherwise, I would have had all these limitations. And I'm just so free-spirited that I would have rather taken the heat damage and just said hair is hair, it'll grow back. But now I'm more focused on hair health and retention. And that's all for today's Dolly Mail. Stay cute, roomies.